What's going on, baby? It's your man Mal C219 TV Cheats for Life. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring you all the latest topics and trends through the Midwest lens. But on this one right here, man, we finna talk a little money with y'all, you know what I'm saying? So all y'all that's out there, car shopping, it's that time of the year. Income tax checks is coming back. You know, Cheats for Life, man. We touch on all things, baby. You know, we definitely touch on financial literacy, finance, stocks for the blocks, the stock market. And this right here is a little something to keep you in tune. Now, I want all my people that's out here getting ready to get you a whip. You know what I'm saying? Your taxes coming back. Fellas, your girls finna get her taxes back. And you know y'all want to go on and jump in that whip. You know you want to put in that nice thing. But notice now they saying ever since, you know, when the pandemic came, it was a switch. You feel what I'm saying? When the pandemic came, it was a switch. And with that, I want y'all to hit this here what this guy from the car lot talk about. It's a guy from a Toyota car lot. You know, he had a bunch of cars last year. So now they just talking about how the industry, it's a lot of cars being returned. They're not selling them because the interest rates, peep that. You got to watch the interest rates. Let's go back to the stock market. Interest rates is up. That's why you got to be in tune. And when they had these meetings, when the Fed said they raising interest rates is going up. So inflation making it harder for a lot of these car lots to sell cars. That's why you notice later they've been giving deals on used cars because they wasn't getting in a lot of new cars. So they had to finesse the used cars. So now they figure people money was up, economy was getting back up. Now they starting to order more used cars. But what's happening? They ordering these cars in, but they ain't going out as fast because the prices is too high. Period. So when you get your taxes, don't just run and jump out there. But hold on, they gonna tap in there. Let y'all hear what my man got to say about it. You know what I mean?
That's 10 rows, each with about 15 cars.
It's probably 150, 175 cars.
It's what you'd expect to see at a car dealership like Adam Lee's. But let's rewind 8 months.
Because I have not walked out here in a while.
Getting in new cars, selling whatever they had.
It's a lot of lot.
Last year, new car sales fell to their lowest level in over a decade, as shoppers saw more asphalt than cars on dealer lots. Now, fast forward to today. Dealers like Adam Lee finally have more cars to sell, but rising interest rates are making those cars harder to afford. So the question is, will more inventory equal more sales, or will shoppers hold out for better prices? Let's step back onto Lee's lots to see what's going on with the car market right now, and if 2023 will be a boom or bust year for the industry.
I like Toyota stuff. I like Camry.
Here at Lee's Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealership, shoppers have options.
We have a great selection of everything, and it's unusual. I mean, we haven't had a good selection of anything for 3 years.
Remember,
J.D. Power reports inventory at dealerships climbed to over 1 million cars to start the year. It was around 800,000 last summer, but hovered around 3 million pre-COVID.
Now, it was around 3 million pre-COVID. So remember when COVID hit, everything got shut down. Supply and demand got pushed behind. So when supply and demand got pushed behind, that means that the cars companies wasn't getting the stuff to make the cars soon enough. So it's like with that right there, the companies wasn't getting the materials they need to speed up the inventory to hit these car lots. So that's why the new car prices went up a little bit. But that's all they had to sell. And the cars that they had, it was holding value. So now that they're coming back, it's tax time. Now that the economy trying to get back, that's why you got to be abreast of all of this, especially when you're in the stock market.
Customers would like to pull into a dealership and have some choice, whether it's color or equipment. I think they feel that they're not being forced into buying something that maybe isn't quite perfect.
But visiting Lee's Toyota lot, you wouldn't know inventory is up.
We have about 10 or 12 new cars on the lot. However, all but probably 6 of them are sold.
This imbalance between Lee's two dealerships doesn't surprise J.D. Power's Tyson Jominy.
My word of 2023 is asymmetry. We will expect production to come back, but it's going to be asymmetric. Some automakers will come back sooner across the portfolio, and even some models within an automaker's portfolio won't return at the same time.
Take a look at supply by brand in January. Cox Automotive shows Jeep, a brand Lee had a lot of, with 125 days of supply, while Toyota had less than 30 days.
It would be nice to see
125 days of supply, while Toyota...
Now peep that right there. Now see, this is the average days of supply. See, Jeep was up there with like 100-something, 25 days of supply. You see where Volvo was at, GMC, which is Caddy, that's right here. You see GMC was at like between 60 and 70 a supply on the Escalades, Chevys, the Impalas, Hyundais, Porsche. You see all your higher end. You see over here a lot of your foreigns was low in the supply because their prices was high, so they wasn't shipping a lot of those. Jeeps was some of the cheaper cars, so they went. Buicks, your Volvos, all those went. You know what I mean? They demand was up. Lincolns, Audis, Fords, Mitsubishis. You know what I'm saying? All of that was up. So it's like, you know what? I don't see. Maybe it's me. I don't see Tesla on there. They hating on Elon, but you know what I'm saying? But I got a call on Tesla in the stock market. But so yeah, you see where the demand was at, you know, so
A lot of, with
all this plays in
125 days of supply, while Toyota had less than 30 days.
They had
It would
less
be
than
nice to
30
see a
days
few
of
more new
supply.
cars sitting here. People would like to, we're selling cars to people that are waiting 6 months and they've never even driven the
There
car.
was a lot of
So
orders put
people
in.
like to at least try it out.
New
Still,
cars.
like other dealers,
A
Lee is
lot
quick
of
to
us
say
ride
he
used.
doesn't want his pre-pandemic
This affects your
inventory back.
used car
And
prices
for
too.
now, it seems neither do the automakers.
We're closely monitoring the dynamic macro environment as well as customer demand to make sure we're appropriately matching supply with demand.
A big
See, what they saying is they trying not to put out too many cars because people ain't buying them like that. It's not a lot of pre-orders in, so now people was waiting. So if you just run, as soon as you get your income tax check, don't just run to the car lot. They gonna bust your head because they trying to get some out. Now you can wheel and deal. You can negotiate prices. They're not gonna tell you that. But me being in the sales, it's wiggle room, baby. Just know that when you go to these car lots now, it's wiggle room. Because of this right here, the inflation that's driving that average cost up. You see that annual cost of $2,100? On top of that's the inflation there. Like say last year that cost was $1,000. Now it's an extra $1,000. You see what I'm saying?
big reason for that, pricing. There's a strong correlation between vehicle pricing and inventory. Roughly speaking, the more cars on the lot, the more the dealer might be forced to consider discounts or a
So the more cars they got, the more discounts, incentives. When they tell you all that buy this, you get this rebate. They got to do a lot of that to get rid of these new cars. So if you're in position, credit right, you can get you something new, get the best, get all the bells and whistles because you can get it now for the low.
manufacturer might offer incentives to move vehicles.
It's not great for us, and it's not ideal for the consumer if you buy a car today and then 2 months from now you see that car advertised for $6,000 less than you just paid. It's better if maybe there was a little moderation. Start with a reasonable price and
See what
just
he said? You buy something now, then 6 months from now, or 2-3 months from now, you see that cost $6,000 less. So right now you got to be patient.
stick to that.
But even a quick look in car windows will tell you many vehicle prices aren't exactly reasonable right now.
Price
This is
is not reasonable.
your random, average, inexpensive
This
Jeep.
right here is what's just to, look at that
It's not
little
so
Jeep
bad.
Liberty.
$39,000.
$39,000.
Still a lot. But the trucks are $60,000, $70,000.
Truck 67,
So,
all my guys.
It's a challenge in the industry as a whole.
The average cost of a new vehicle was nearly $47,000 last month, the second highest month on record after
Average new vehicle cost was $47,000. The average. So that's already like a 5-year car note or more,
December. But Jomini says those high transaction prices aren't here to stay. Incentives are near record lows now, but JD Power projects they could hit 8% by year's end.
Nowadays, what we can
Incentives on
see
cars is
is
real
a
low.
return to incentives advertising in the marketing. So if you're looking for a full-size pickup and you see one on TV, a commercial, that last 5 seconds, you're going to start to see a deal.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups.
But for
See how they say it real fast, 2.9.5. They throwing deals now. They just want you to catch it. If you missed that, but now they throwing a lot of extra. So they making it better to buy a newer car. You feel what I'm saying? Because they got to buy these cars. That's what keeps the companies going, selling new cars. The used cars don't really keep the company going. It just makes the dealership money. But the new cars, that's what keep them getting cars from the plants. That keeps that whole industry flowing. The more we buy new cars and they finance out new cars. Because very few people even walking in the lot with $39,000 for that little funky ass Jeep.
For many buyers, it's the monthly payment they look at most. And rapidly rising interest rates have made those payments more expensive.
Just pick a vehicle here. Any one of these, the payment's going to go up, $80 a month with a 5-point rate increase.
Boom, a 5-point rate increase can move your car note up at least $80 a month. Now you talking numbers to make y'all understand. That's why you got to watch to see what's your rates, what's your interest rates, what's this, what's that. And once you get into all that, you might as well get into the stock market and make money off of that. But what they saying is a 5% point hike will raise your car note $80. So that's real important to know.
So it hurts the consumer and they get nothing for it.
Last year, a lack of
Hey,
cars
go
kept
ahead.
interested
You paying
buyers out of the
380,
market.
now you paying
Now,
500.
the worry is higher rates or even a possible recession will dampen demand.
Right when we're bringing on more production and starting to return to normalcy, we're really concerned that economic factors may just knock the industry out at the knees here and consumers will stay out of the market.
But after years of empty dealerships, there's a lot of pent-up demand. J.D. Power estimated 2.5 million shoppers are still looking to buy a car.
This 2.5 million is mission critical to the auto industry in 2023 for helping it achieve the plan, which really is to see sales increase by about 1 million units this year from last year.
Vehicle sales are expected to hit as many as 15 million for the year, more than last year, though still below pre-pandemic levels. But to hit that number, demand has to hold, and some dealers see warning signs.
If they keep raising rates and the manufacturers don't respond, sales are going to decline dramatically. Because people can't spend $600, $700, $800 a month for a new SUV or a truck.
But Jomini,
Now right there.
selection that the heavy discounting returns.
We had decades operating at over 3 million vehicles in inventory, and we've had a year operating under 1 million. We have never operated at this quote sweet spot where we want to get to. So if we get there, it will be a new environment.
Achieving this requires automakers to continue to produce less than they had been, something Ford has said it would do.
We are not going to go back.
Now you see that?
At least 30 brands in the auto industry. So the ability to have discipline relies on the other 29 competitors also maintaining a form of discipline.
And it will also mean dealers like Lee will have to continue to live with at least some empty lot.
We're still seeing empty lot. It's fine. It's a good place to push snow, and we don't need any more new cars right now.
People not buying them like that. You know what I'm saying? People not buying them like that. So it's like this, man. Bottom line is what y'all think about that, man. I want y'all to drop some in the comments for all my shoppers, car buyers, and things of that nature. Get out here. When you out here looking for a whip, just know that now the prices of a whip is cheaper. You feel what I'm saying? Your price of your whip is going to be much cheaper. But don't just jump out the window, baby. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs for Life, we let you love a little bit something about this. Ain't financial literacy. This just trying to help people out when you get out there to go back. Because I know it's income tax time. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to just drop a nugget on my people. When you go into the car lots, look around, check the rates. Make sure you check into the stock market, see what the interest rate is, if it's went up or down. Because if it went up at least 5%, your car note going up $100. But they got to get rid of these cars. So just, everybody got to get in finesse 2 times more when they go to these car lots, baby.